because less than 3% of you people read books. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. You're beginning to believe the illusions. This is mass madness, you maniac. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion.
Hello, good evening, everyone. It's IdiotBox Television, episode 182, and today we're talking about Go Back to Your Country. I'm DJ Drumtastic.
Troy Everett.
Thanks for joining in, all.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining in. Give people a little time to come in. Make sure you like and share and all that good stuff. I'd like to say hello to Miss Deborah Jones.
Thanks for
Hey,
joining
Shay.
in.
How's Baba Yaga doing?
Yes.
It doesn't like being vegan, I can tell you that much. Yeah, he said that's for the birds. Being vegan, that's gotta be hard.
Man, I see a struggle too. I don't be on Facebook as much as I do, but I see it. I just like it, but it is funny.
Yeah.
Because you think about, even when you go on a diet, how you have to change what you eat. That's not easy.
No, we're creatures of habit, and we tend to like what we like, right? And to do a whole diet change like that where you don't eat any meat, that's tough. That's really tough.
I always say I'm gonna cut back on meat, and I had that salad and everything, and I'm like, but I do want a piece of salmon or a piece of chicken, and I end up just getting some chicken or baking a piece of chicken, or mostly baking a piece of salmon. So
Yeah.
she said he's getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're getting on your nerves. Okay.
That's what husbands are for.
Is that what it is?
Husbands are supposed to get on your nerves. If they're not getting on your nerves, they're not doing something right.
So if the husband is not getting on the wife's nerves, he ain't doing something right.
That's right. That's what I say. I have no idea.
Don't
I
ask
could be
you.
wrong.
Hey, don't ask you. You'll be in trouble listening to Troy, y'all. It's like I'm waiting.
Again, we thank you for joining in. Like Drummer said, it's episode 182. Is it 182? Is it 183?
I think you messed up.
Yeah, I think it's 183.
It is 183. Last week was 182. Huh? Go. You can edit it right now, can't you? I bet you can. Yeah. I just clicked edit.
Well, it's 183. I messed up.
No,
Copy
I can't.
and paste, being lazy. We thank you guys again for joining in. We got a great show. Go back to your country. How many of you guys that are not of the, how do we say it? White persuasion have heard that?
How did you say it?
White. Go back to your country.
It's W. Wait, WHYT.
WHYT? Okay.
Yeah,
WHYT.
Okay, so this is episode 183, Go Back to Your Country. But before we end up talking about that, we do have some other things we're going to talk about. But as we usually do around this time, we're going to go to things like, first of all, we got the green room link in case somebody wants to come in and get into the conversation, turn your camera on and your mic on, and be in a well-lit area and all that good stuff. So that's the link for that.
Yeah, we'd like you guys and a conversation. Like to hear what everybody has to say.
Right. Now, also, we can't forget about the merchandise, the website, all that, which is all grouped together. I got the link for that as well. www.idiotboxtv.org.
Yeah, and if you can't get us on YouTube, Facebook, or what's the other one, Twitch, you can
Yep,
always just log into the website and watch it right there.
there you
So,
go.
IdiotBoxTV.org. And Drummer was talking about the merchandise. Just click over to shop. And we see we got our little branded hoodies, t-shirts, and hats, sweaters. We got some, what do you call those? Yoga pants for the ladies.
Nice material.
Yep, really good material. I don't know if it's made in the USA, but hopefully we won't get any. Last week we won't get tariffs, so we had to jack up the prices. But the prices are reasonable. $19.50 for a sweatshirt, starting at $12. The bigger they are, the more expensive they're going to be. But starting at $12.50 for a t-shirt, we've got some really good deals on here. You guys might want to check them out.
Yes. Hey, Tisha, how you doing? Thanks for joining in. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thanksgiving. Or not Thanksgiving, Easter. I don't know which one it is. Ishtar, Easter. One of those stupid holidays we go ahead and celebrate.
You said Happy Thanksgiving. It mixed you up because I said Happy Thursday.
That's what it was.
That might have been it. Now, we also can't forget about Alliance Entrepreneurs. I'm going to put up the link. This link I'm putting up here is where you go to put your goods and your services yourself and to see other companies. It's on the Facebook page. And Troy, tell them what's going on over here at www.idiotboxtv.org and the Alliance Entrepreneurs.
Yeah, so if you click on the Alliance button, our mission, as always, and we read it off to you, our mission is to empower, uplift entrepreneurs by fostering a collaborative community that provides essential marketing support, networking opportunities, and platforms to showcase your products and services. We are dedicated to helping every entrepreneur unlock their full potential, grow their business, and thrive in an ever-evolving marketplace. Now, alliances, again, it's a networking situation, but we also will offer some help when it comes to auditing. If you sign up, you can win a free audit and a 1-month free marketing package. So go ahead and check that out and look at some of the featured businesses we have on there. Really good businesses. Some of them we use personally. So go ahead and check those out. And then make sure if you do have products and services, go to the link Drummers put up and go ahead and share that on the Facebook group.
Right there. Alliance Entrepreneurs.
So thank you everybody again for tuning in. For those who just tuned in, and my internet is screwing up again.
Also coming up soon, you guys, is the Alliance Entrepreneurs. What would we call it? Business preview, review, whatever.
Yeah, so we're going to have some of the people that are in there come on and show off their products and services. Not this week, will probably be next week. Next week, Drummer? Week after next, I mean.
Give or take a week or 2 or 3 or 4 or a month,
Wow, okay. We got to make sure we got those guys lined up.
Got to get the rest of the people together and make sure they know they don't have to come on and the show's not about them. It only takes around what would you say, 5 minutes, Troy, to really be able to pub your business, say where you're at, what you do. A lot of people are like, I don't like coming in front of the camera, but it doesn't take a long time to get your company out.
If you're a business owner or you're selling products and services, you got to have an elevator pitch. The reason they call it an elevator pitch is by the time you get to you're on the ground floor. By the time you get to the 3rd floor, you should be able to tell that person what your company is and what it does, like that.
Okay.
So, give us your elevator pitch and show off some of your products and services.
That's the first time I heard that, I think. The elevator pitch. You say it on the elevator.
That's right.
And it's what? It's usually around 5 minutes to get from the top floor to the bottom if you're in the elevator. That's a good one. Okay.
Yes.
So we will promote that particular show ahead of time, a few weeks
Yes.
ahead of time, in case you know somebody who would like to come on and talk about their business. Because like I said, it's not about one business. It's as many as you got, as people want. Only takes 5 minutes. What do you call it again? Elevator what?
Your elevator pitch. So make sure you tell your families and friends. It's good to get the word out about what you're doing, especially in this day and age. And it doesn't cost you a dime.
It cost you a dime. Okay, so you guys, we're gonna step over into another part of this show. All right, y'all. So even though it's the kind of stuff we don't want to hear about or talk about, there was another one, y'all, today at Florida State University. I'm not even going to say the word. 2 people were unalived, because that sounds better. 5 were injured. It was a mass ooting. I don't even like to say. I'm so used to TikTok and not using certain words, but it sounds better when you don't use those words. But anyway, it was a mass you know what. 2 people who were not students were unalived and 5 were wounded in a mass today at Florida State University in Tallahassee. The suspect, police shot the suspect, the gunman, who is now hospitalized. Authorities identified him as a 20-year-old Florida State University student and the son of a local sheriff deputy, saying he used a handgun that used to be his mother's service weapon. The weapon was recovered by the officers. They found it on the suspect as they took him into custody, as well as a shotgun in the school student union and another gun in the suspect's car, according to a law enforcement official. Once again, there was another mass shooting.
So was there a reason why or anything like that? Did they give or there's probably still in the investigation.
Yeah,
They're
let's
probably
see.
still in the investigation,
Yeah, they did get into it. Let's see. He did not comply with commands from law enforcement before he was shot. It doesn't really say yet, like you said. The gun belonged to his mother. She's the sheriff deputy, the mother. Okay. He isn't speaking to law enforcement, so his mother is probably telling him don't speak at all.
Don't say anything.
So he's got a leg up because she knows the whole system. And because she's a deputy, what usually happens? He gets to go to Burger King and gets a slap on the wrist. That's what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. There's just a lot of crazy things going on. I mean, this guy goes in and pews at a university. The young guy stabs another young guy at a track meet.
Yeah,
there's a lot of volatility out there in the world. Everybody keep your head on a swivel. Be nice to people. Just be nice to people. But make sure you're aware of your surroundings and well protected. But yeah, that's terrible news. Kids can't even go to get an education now.
Nope. It's like we don't want to see this stuff on the news no more. It's sad. I really don't even want to talk about it, but it's something that we, a few people don't even know. A lot of people do. So, I tell you what. Let's go on and change it over. I got something for you. I got something. Okay, it was something I was talking to with a guy I retired with, and he was asking me, did I know the story of of Haiti's independence. He took some years out, and I was telling him about Chat GPT, and I ended up typing it in, and I was like, wow. So let me see what I got here. In 1804, let me see, it was the first independent nation in Latin America and the Caribbean, the first post-colonial independent black-led nation in the world, and the only country to gain independence as part of a successful slave revolt. The Haitian Revolution, the slave revolt, the Haitian Revolution, sorry. Haiti declared independence from France after years of brutal conflict, and its leaders at the time, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, became the first ruler of the independent nation. Was that wrong, Troy?
I don't know. I wouldn't have got it.
Let me know.
It's probably French. Dessalines.
Yes. So Jean-Jacques Dessalines.
There you go.
He became the first ruler of the independent nation. Okay. Before independence, Haiti was called Santo Domingo, a French colony on the western part of the island of Hispaniola. Okay. It was one of the richest colonies in the world, thanks to sugar, coffee, and indigo plantations, all powered by the brutal labor of hundreds of thousands of enslaved Africans. The enslaved population far outnumbered the white colonists and free people of color. So from 1791 to 1804 was the Haitian Revolution. It was inspired by the French Revolution in 1789. The ideals of liberty and equality enslaved people in Saint Domingo rose up in August of 1791, and they just fought it out all the way up to 1804. Now, I do have a nice video that I'm going to show that's 1 minute long that also kind of sums it up and shows you more in the video form in exactly 1 minute. Here we go. Right here.
1492. Christopher Columbus lands on the island of Hispaniola and begins enslaving its people. European diseases and brutal working conditions bring the indigenous population to the brink of extinction. Over the next 300 years, hundreds of thousands of slaves are imported to meet the needs of their European colonizers. 1791 through 1804. Fueled by the ideals of the French Revolution, the Haitian Revolution begins when slaves and those of mixed race rise up against their oppressors in one of the largest and most successful slave rebellions in history. January 1st, 1804. Haiti wins its independence and becomes the first nation to be founded by former slaves. Fearing the spread of slave revolts, European powers and the United States pursue a policy of isolation towards Haiti. 1862. The U.S. officially recognizes Haitian sovereignty during its own struggle to end slavery, the American Civil War.
Ready to tackle your debt?
So now you kind of understand why certain people don't really like Haitian people, because they stood up and kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and they got what came to them because they didn't give up. They didn't just let people take nothing from them.
Yeah, they got their freedom, but after that, they were sued by France. So, becoming a new nation, they owed back then $2 million. I believe it was $2 million to the French government for the atrocities that had happened there. So they were already in a hole, and there was no other Western countries or nations that were going to come to their aid at all. So between that and some of the bad political leaders that they had, Haiti has really struggled. He says, no, very important to have our children in self-defense these days. Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's some great history. I think we should do something on slave revolts.
We should
do an episode on slave revolts.
Let me write that down. You
got Nat Turner. Oh, it's a great book. I read that one, the Nat Turner story. You also have the Seminole Wars. It was a 4-year war fought by the Seminoles, and the Seminole means castaway. They used to be, I think it was either Crow or Creek Indians that left the nation, the Creek or Crow Nation, and moved south to Florida because they didn't want to. Some of the Indians used to, uh, have slaves too, or were involved in the slave trade back then, chase slaves, made sure they go back, and they didn't want part of that. So they were, uh, I guess, excommunicated from the tribe, and that's why they call them Seminoles. They call them deserters. That's what Seminole means. It means deserter. But they also mixed with the African Americans that were free down in Florida because Florida was not a United States colony. It was owned by the French. But
Wow.
they went to war with America for 4 years and held it down. So there's another good story that doesn't get told much. That would be a great movie. For
So
somebody.
you know what we could do our next book club to be a book that we can read that's talking about slavery. Whatever one you pick. What's the first book you said? Well, you already read it, so that one's not going to work.
It's actually two books.
Nat Turner.
The Nat Turner story. I think I've got another book about it's not very long, about the Seminole Indian War, written by somebody that I know he used to work at Bethune-Cookman University. So I'll look for that book and see what that title is. Maybe we can even get him on the show.
That'd be even better.
Yep. So I'll get that, and we'll make that the next read for the book club.
I wrote it down, so I got it, so I don't forget about it. But yes, a lot of people don't know that story about how Haiti gained their independence, what year and all that, and how they did it by straight fighting. They even took the leader and locked him up. He passed away while he was locked up, but his soldiers still kept fighting, and they still won the independence, even though that Jean guy, whatever. Yeah. Let's see. That would be good, Troy. We need more information. Exactly. Good idea. Yes. That would be a great one. So we got. I got that written down for that one.
Right.
That would definitely work.
Dr. Dixon is his name.
Dr. Dixon?
Uh-huh. So yeah, I'll get the book out and I'll get the title. I don't know the title right offhand, so I'll get it. That'll be the next book club. So I'll reach out to him and see if he can get on the show, tell us a little bit about it. Yeah, he's really deep into that, and the Geechee Gilla people, because he's a Geechee Gilla. I think I'm saying it right, but he's deep into that, so he'd be a good guy to talk to.
I mean, that's good that he's something good for the book club, and that'll also give him some publicity as well. So that's perfect. Yes. Why did it say it was an error on that? Okay, so what we got next here? We are. Let's see. I guess what time is it? I guess it's time to jump into the. Episode 183. Go back to your country. Did I put that in there? I guess I didn't.
I got it. Go ahead.
Oh, go back to your country. Let me get my stuff right here. Okay, so today's episode is called Go Back to Your Country. A phrase so many of us have heard, maybe even feared. A phrase that's short, sharp, and pocketed with centuries of hate and misunderstanding. This isn't just about language. It's about race, identity, power, and who gets to claim space in America. So let's get into it.
I got a quick video I'd like to show. I'll share this instead.
Go back to your country. There was a time 5 years ago when someone yelled this at me at a gas station in Dallas, Texas. And they asked me to go back to Somalia.
Go back to your country. Go back to your country.
What do you think when you see people yelling at immigrants? Like, go back to your country.
I think they're just hateful.
Terrible.
Aggressive.
Unfair.
Racist.
That is absurd.
I cannot digest that when people tell me, go back to your country. I'm in my country because I'm an American citizen.
I've been here for 18 years. This is my country.
This is my country. I'm in my country.
I came to the US in 1959 and I'm very happy here. Why should I go to Argentina?
Go back to your country, man. You suck.
I can't
Wow.
go to my country. My parents were seeking asylum from a revolution in Azerbaijan against Christian Armenians, which we are.
If I went back to living in China, I would be scared. It's oppressive, and I would feel scared being a gay man in China.
Why can't you go back?
Wow.
Because what I have here now, I won't ever have it back there.
Both my father and my brother died, and they were my last close relatives that I had in Mexico. So going home is very sad.
You never know if that they go back to their country, they're gonna get killed, they're gonna get, I don't know, kidnapped, whatever.
Go back to your country. We don't need you here. You know what? Excuse me. I was born and raised here.
Go back to your country. What's your response to that?
Wherever.
Okay. Okay.
I'll go back if they pay for my ticket. They pay for my expenses to move my house back there.
I mean, it depends on the connotation, but for me, when you said that, I felt like, yeah, I love my country. I would love to go back.
Get the back to your country, bitch. Get the back to your country.
Has anyone ever said to you, go back to your country?
I was in school one day and just someone heard me speaking Spanish and they told me, oh, you should go back. Like, no one wants you here.
What did you say or do?
I have every right to be in this country just as you are, just as your grandparents and just as your ancestors who came here.
Well, I would tell you go back to your country because you probably come from somewhere else.
It's true. If you say it in the connotation of like, you don't belong here, I would say you don't belong here either.
It used to hurt, but now I think it empowers me. It just makes me want to fight for our rights harder.
Yeah. Now, being African American, we used to hear that all the time, right?
You're in our country. Y'all brought us over here. Where's y'all country?
Go back to Africa.
And
so, yeah, the phrase that echoes. It's been yelled at grocery stores, muttered on sidewalks, posted in comment sections, and even shouted by politicians. But where does it come from? The United States has always been had a complicated relationship with outsiders, whether it was the Irish immigrants in 1800s, the Chinese workers in 1880, or the Muslim Americans just after 9/11, or African Americans since like forever. The message has been the same. You don't belong here. The phrase has outlived generations because it taps into a myth that that America is a white country. Spoiler alert, it's not. It's not just a playground insult. It's a coded message, a social weapon. It's being echoed not just by random individuals, but actions and policies of institutions, including the United States government. I have a few examples of that. And we're hearing it in the news now, right? I understand our immigration is flawed, and we got to fix that. But there's a humane way of doing it and a terrible shipping people off to internment camps way of doing it, which is not. Now, one of the first immigration raids and border crackdowns while this administration, both sides on both sides of the aisle have done it, right? They've wrestled with border policies, and current approach includes militarizing enforcement at the southern border, widespread use of detention centers, and deportation of asylum seekers, which that's not good. From countries where human rights abuses are rampant, the language used to justify this is protecting America's values and preserving national security. But beneath the surface, it's the same idea. Certain people don't belong. The second is attacks on birthright citizenship. There's an article on that's widespread right now. They want to get rid of birthright citizenship. A renewed policy energy around revisiting the 14th Amendment, which guarantees citizenship to anyone born in the United States. The argument is that it's being abused by immigrant families, but stripping birthright citizenship sends a clear message. Even if you're born here, you're not one of us. Now they're also targeting DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion programs across the country, and echoed at the federal level. There's been a coordinated rollback of DEI initiatives in education, government, and even healthcare. Critics claim these programs divide us, but in reality, this movement is about silencing the voices of the marginalized communities and reinforcing a narrative where witnesses remain to be default. And finally, language. Language matters. When elected officials use phrases like invasion to describe immigrants or imply that communities of color are destroying America's culture, they're just being provocative. They're planting seeds, and the seeds will grow into hate, fear, and violence. When you hear people say, go back to your country, it's not coming out of nowhere. It's been echoed from podiums, policies, and press briefings.
Wow.
It's institutional, and it makes it all the more dangerous. So there's that. Phrases that echo.
Wow.
Yeah, we see it more and more each day. I can understand, we got to come to an agreement on what this stuff is. I mean, they used to tell us, go back. I remember I'm going to tell you what school I was at. I was at Rockford. I went to Rockford school in Rockford, Michigan, Rockford Junior High. And I would hear that all the time.
Rockford.
Go back to Africa. African booty. What are they? African booty scratcher.
Booty scratcher. Yep.
Go back to Africa. We hear it on a daily basis. It is hurtful.
It is very hurtful. Well, I guess not anymore that we're older.
No, not that we're older. I don't give a shit.
I mean, you think about it, because when you heard some of the accents of people who were telling other people to go back to their country, and they didn't even sound like they were from here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Think about nowadays, it depends on an accent can get you sent up out of here.
Whoops, I clicked the wrong one. Teacher says the United States is a sad place. This is very deep. Thank you.
It is very deep.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
around.
Crystal Meyer says, go Harvard. Yes, that is something we didn't talk about. Harvard is standing up for their free speech, right? Harvard is they say it's a liberal college, right? It's a liberal. But no, college is where you bring all these different people in and all these different ideas. And these protests are people protesting their ideals, right? And they're going after Harvard, and they want to sanction Harvard and take their money away, government-funded money. But, you do all of this, but you don't go after churches. You want to take their tax-free status away, their independence away, but you don't go after churches. What's next? Go after mosques? Are you going to go after the Hindus? It's just ridiculous. So everybody, root for Harvard. And there's other colleges now that are making pacts with one another that they will help each other out if this happens to them. What should we say?
I missed it. It's not hurtful though. At least we have somewhere to go. To them, pink MFs came out of nowhere, no history, and now they stole everything from us and everything from other races. They need to take their back seat, period. That is true, because where do they even come from?
Yeah.
Where do they come from?
Yeah, anybody in America, unless you're a Native American or a Mexican, right? Because they're indigenous to the continent. Mexico was America. If you thought about it, New Mexico, everything out in the West Coast is Los Angeles. It's all Spanish, right? All that's Spanish. So they were here before any of y'all.
Any. That's.
You want to hit number 2?
Number 2. Who's American anyway?
There we go.
Now, what does it actually mean to be American? Is it your passport? Is it your birthplace? Is it accent, a skin tone? For people of color in this country, Black, brown, indigenous, Asian, Americanas is always being questioned, even when we're born here, even when we serve, work, pay taxes, vote. One disagreement, one cultural difference, and one protest sign, and suddenly we're ungrateful or foreign and being told to go back to your country.
Yeah.
So, ain't that something? What does it actually mean to be an American?
Yeah, there's a clip here from Dr. What is that? Linnea Martinez, cultural historian. You want to read that, drummer?
There's a clip. Where's it at?
No, you got to read. You got to read her quote. Race. It's right under what you just. Yeah.
The private chat stuff. Is that what you're talking about? I'm lost.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
this is her quote. Race has always been tied to national identity in the United States. Non-white people are often treated as conditional citizens, except when convenient, rejected when threatening.
Okay, I got this next one. I see where you're at. Think about that. Conditional citizenship. You belong until you challenge the dominant narrative, and then you get to leave.
Just thinking back about when hip hop first came out, when rap first came out, man. Everybody was throwing this is, you can't do that, you can't say this, you can't. They were pushing the norms of what was said, and they were telling the story of what was happening in the streets of America, and they didn't like it.
They did not like it. I had to take a water break, y'all. They did not like it. So, who's American anyway?
Yeah, that's everybody here is an American. We just don't have a national identity because we're such a melting pot. We have different cultures blending in. Some don't want their culture to be trespassed upon. It's just we had a show a couple weeks back about nationalism, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody just sticking to their own. Other countries aren't that way. Where are we at? Segment 3?
Yep, segment 3. I got it.
Okay. America's rising racial tensions. We need to talk about what's happening right now. Hate crimes are up. Anti-immigration rhetoric is louder. Politicians are using fear and others to score points, and go back to your country has become more of a phrase. It's a threat. According to the 2023 Pew report, nearly 40%, nearly 40% of people of color reported hearing racial slurs or xenophobia language in the past year. Online, it's even worse. This was a clip from a protester, and this is what they said. It was protest during protest and hate speech, and it can't be ignored. They were yelling to this person, they're taking our jobs. They don't share our values. They're not real Americans.
All the dog whistles.
Yeah, all the dog whistles. We hear that, we're hearing it on the news now, especially with this guy who has been sent to the El Salvadorian prison. Was he a bad guy? Is he a bad guy? Who do you believe, right? Everybody's got skeletons in their closet. Does he deserve to be? Because he's going to die in that prison. If he's not taken out of there, he's going to die in that prison. Mm-hmm. There's hardened criminals in there. El Salvador's it's like a concentration camp. Does he deserve to be there? I don't think so. Does he deserve to be in this country? It's questionable. Probably not.
Right.
But you don't send them to, and then we taxpayers are paid for him to go there. I think it was like $20,000 per. And you got to look this up. Don't quote me on it, but we are paying for those people to be transferred into that prison.
Exactly.
It's not a free stay. We're paying.
All that stuff costs money. Somebody's making some money.
El Salvador is making money. The next thing is going to be homegrown. They're going to send our homegrown, you'll get pulled over, a parking ticket, you're going to get mouthy with one of these officers, and next thing you know, you're going to be in El Salvador, butt naked, chain to a door with no hair on. Walk around.
They really probably are doing people like that. Shoot.
Yeah, they can't wait to do that. They can't wait to put you in boxer shorts and hog tie you and send you there. I'm going to stay home.
That's right. We're moving on to number 4.
Yep, go ahead.
All right, so number 4, first-hand voices. Now, let's hear directly. We're going to hear directly. We're not going to hear, but I'm going to read it. Let's hear directly from folks who've been hit with this phrase, because behind every insult is a human story. Now, this first person is an African-American woman in her 30s. I was born and raised in Chicago, but after I spoke out at a city hall meeting about police reform, someone told me to go back to Africa, as if I don't have every right to demand change here. Also, this is a second person, Asian American teen. Kids at school called me COVID girl and told me to go back to China. I'm Korean American. I was born in New Jersey. The third one, Latino man, veteran. I served 2 tours overseas, and still someone at a gas station told me I didn't belong here because I spoke Spanish to my daughter. Now, these aren't isolated stories. They're symptoms of a culture that's still uncomfortable with difference and are terrified of change.
Yeah.
First-hand voices. So you think about those quick ones that I just told you. Think how many stories there is of people that has been said to go back to your country. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's sad too, it's really sad. And we got some of these people who actually caught on camera what Drummer was talking about. My mouse is screwing up, man.
Oh yeah, to show that video.
But a lot of us have probably already seen this video, but it's it's worth watching again. Let's just say
again. I was going to say that. Watch that thing again because it's short too.
Oh, I said she is, and that's why she's leaving. Okay. So you will leave too.
No. This is going all over the internet. You don't know who I am. You told her to go back to her country where she's from.
I didn't even be with her. That's assault.
Yeah.
You guys know that, right?
Yeah.
Where were you born? Where were you born? I was born in America. Where are your ancestors from? They're not from this country. You're going back to Mexico. You better go back to where you're from.
You just walked into her. Excuse me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you deserved it.
Oh my God.
In my opinion. Yeah, you pushed her and she smacked you. That was self-defense on her part.
Well,
she said,
hey. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show motherfucker. Man, we don't condone violence on the show, but hey, don't invade my space. That's one thing that should be a rule. Do not invade my space.
I do this if there's something going on. Hey, anything in this space, I'm gonna start to swing. Just stay out this area, we'll be good. Stretch your arms out.
Yeah, she slapped her back to Britain.
She said, she grabbed her glasses like,
she said, "Oh my God." Oh my God.
But you know what? They always pop off at the mouth, and then when somebody does smack them, then they're like, "Oh my God, it is so violent." But you got all up in my face and everything.
Yeah, she's protecting her space. She had every right to do that. Not that we condone it, but somebody gets in your face and you feel threatened.
We condone it.
Pop out and slap a motherfucker. Did I say that? Oh, I'm sorry.
You already said it now.
Yeah, too late.
Okay, number 5. Breaking it down.
Number 5, breaking down. It's clear America was built by people who came here from somewhere else. The country was taken from indigenous nations. Enslaved Africans built the wealth. Immigrants from every continent shaped this culture. So someone who says go back to your country, what they're really saying is a version of America isn't for you. But guess what? That version of America exclusively whitewash. Those people are exclusively whitewashed and scared. It's the only one that exists or will survive. So yeah, it's the only one. I just said, it was built by enslaved Africans. The wealth was. If it wasn't for that, this country wouldn't have the wealth it had and gained the wealth it got as quickly as it did. Everybody's got to understand this is everybody's country that's in it. We got some.
Read what Cherie said.
I laugh at. Oh, what'd she say? I ain't mad at her. I had a 2-piece, an 80-year-old lady. Damn, come on, Cherie. 80-year-old lady. What is wrong with you?
Well,
getting in my face, calling me a nigger bitch. I don't discriminate. I don't care how old you was. Well, I guess so. Yeah, what if she had a heart attack and died on the spot? And they got you for attempted murder.
I remember she told me that. I was like, what happened? You had the 2-piece who? She said the 80-year-old lady got all up in her face and got tough. So she had to give her 2 of them, and she was with her husband.
No.
Right? Ain't that what you was telling me? She was with the hubby.
Should have slapped the hubby first.
2-piece with a biscuit. Did she get some fries and some condiments too? And a biscuit?
Oh, man.
We don't condone violence on the show, but you can't let anybody get in this space. I'm sorry.
No, you got to protect your space, mentally and physically.
Yep, can't do it. So thanks for sharing that with us, Cherie.
You elderly abuser, you.
See what she said? Look. And her husband smacked me. and I was being jumped.
Okay. If you were being jumped, yeah, pop out and knock them down. You take their canes away from them.
Kick them in the kneecap.
Oh man, you got to get out of that place, Cherie.
Yeah, she got to get out of that place.
You need to relocate.
She is in Maryland. Woo! Okay, let's go on to number 6. Number 6, reclaiming space. We were just talking about space, remember? Keep people out your space. Now, we need to reclaim space in conversations, in media, and in policy, and in classrooms. We need to teach real history, amplify real stories, and push back against the lie that only certain people get to be American. Because here's the truth. You belong. You have always belonged, and your presence here isn't just valid, it's vital.
Yes. Good one, drummer. Yeah, because there would be no America if there wasn't any of us. Right?
No,
just think about it. We all contribute to the country in taxes, you know, and we all have to pay these freaking tariffs that this idiot is putting on. Man, this guy, man. Is he dead yet? Did I say that? Oh man.
Oh, who? Yeah, no, I didn't get that gnat. He keeps flying past.
Oh, okay. You got that gnat. Okay.
We'll catch him. And if I don't catch him, then somebody else will get the gnat. You didn't get. Oh, okay.
No,
I tell you earlier that the gnat.
Somebody need to get that gnat.
Yeah, that gnat ain't doing it.
You need to smash that gnat.
Wait. Shay said, "Not you getting jumped by your citizen." Cherie said she handled both of you.
Oh man.
No, not the senior citizen throwdown. Woo, man, that's funny. Okay, wait, we about to go on up out here. So you guys, oh shoot, hold on. So for this episode 183, go back to your country. I mean, I read over the stuff and looked into it, but as you actually do it on the show, that's when you really like say, wow.
Yeah.
Because it said more to people that are not African American than anything. Because I can't really say that that's been said to me as much as the N-word. So you think about it. For people that are Latina, Spanish, Asian, they hear that more than anybody. And, like it says, you belong. You have always belonged, and your presence here isn't just valid, it's vital. So you guys, we're going to thank y'all for tuning in to IdiotBox TV episode 183. And today's episode, Go Back to Your Country, was just the beginning. We've got a whole season coming up that dives into nationalism, media myths, representation, and resistance, with guest stories and facts that challenge what we think we know. If this episode made you think, share it, review it, talk about it, and mostly keep questioning the box. I'm DJ Drumtastic.
Troy Everett.
And until next time, stay sharp, stay loud, and stay unapologetically you. Peace
Don't
and
forget
hair.
to pop out and show them, motherfucker.
We're in a lot of trouble because less than 3% of you people read books. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. You're beginning to believe the illusions. This is mass madness, you maniac. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are